Hey guys, I'm here with Tom Magliaro, and he owns the top hair replacement clinic in Houston. I've never actually had any girls on my channel other than my friend Juanita, who was in like 10 seconds of a video. So I was like, hey Tom, are there any girls here that you've done hair replacement systems for? And Margie was wandering the halls with her beautiful blonde hair. And so I wanted to ask Margie, what that was like, getting a hair replacement system, getting your hair back. What was that process, and of losing your hair? So
I lost my hair in a surgical procedure, and it's will never come back. And I had learned to be content. I thought wearing scarves and all the other things. Wigs were okay, but never stayed where you wanted them to be. And then I ran into a friend who had been to Tom's place, and he said, "Hey, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but here's an option." Well, at that point, I would have done just about anything, never realizing how important having hair was in my life. I thought I was so not vain, so content to just be here and live. I was so wrong. So I came to Tom's, had a great consultation, didn't know if I believed everything or not. So finally, when I was able to get my first system, my whole life changed. I was back to being me. I was who I was before cancer had visited our lives. And I owe all of that to Tom and to the systems that they provide. It's so easy. They make you feel so at home. You can tell them anything. You can call them if you need to call them. And I am a whole person again. And that is awesome. That was my experience with Tom. And I recommend it to everybody that I see. I take that information to MD Anderson with me all the time, and hope that somebody else can achieve the results I did and get their life back. That's it.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was so sweet.
Well, I mean it.
You're so sweet.
I mean it.
Well,
I remember I called you from a gas station. and you calmed me down. You got me going. I was back on track, and that was a good thing.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you too.
So can I just ask,
Yes.
What was the difficult part of losing your hair? You said that you weren't vain before, and you even mentioned before we were on camera that when you would go to get your hair cut, you were just like, take a couple inches off. That it didn't
Right.
seem important to you even before you lost your hair to have hair. So what was the thing that kind of seemed to be missing when you didn't have hair?
Half of me.
Wow. Was it the way people reacted to you? What was it internally that you felt like was missing?
I guess it's the fact that I had given up control. I didn't appreciate the head of hair that God gave me until I lost half of it. And then when I realized I would always be under the guise of having hair. I'll never forget the first time I had my driver's license picture taken, and they said, "Oh, we don't allow scarves in our pictures." And I said, "Well, then I will be arrested because I will have a scarf for the rest of my life." I thought at that time that was my only option.
Gotcha.
Little things like that just started stepping into play, and then the grandchildren. And why do you have on that cap? And can I take that scarf off of you? And the things that I had to accept were my whole new life, I thought. And I didn't realize how much that affected me and some of those around me. I'll never forget, after I'd been to Tom, gotten my very first system, it was, I think, in late November, and I walked into the first Christmas party that I'd been to with hair, looked across the room at one of my good friends, and she burst into tears. And I thought, okay, it wasn't just me. It was the perception of me and how I had, been before. And I just felt like that I was me again. I mean, that was just such an important part of me, and I didn't realize it. I remember sitting on the porch the day that I hollered back to my friend, bring me a bag, and all of my hair was coming out, and I was just stuffing it in the bag. And of course, that's the day I realized, this is a big change. And the tissue that was put back on my head it's scar tissue. It's never gonna. I'm never gonna grow hair. There's never even gonna be a sprig there. And so for me, this made a huge difference. And the fact that I probably get to wear bangs for a long time now makes me feel younger. So I love it. I mean, it's great. I wouldn't hesitate to offer it to somebody, and I'll never go without it. I've been boating, I've been swimming.
Wow.
I do everything, and there's never been any issue ever.
So it sounds like, that there's two things. One is that control. Now you control the fact
control
that
my
you
hair.
have hair. You know,
Yes.
I know for me, that was probably the biggest thing emotionally, going like, I made a decision and now I control this, versus like when you're just wearing a scarf or a hat. I don't, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like you're making a decision. It feels like something is making you have to be something that you don't really want to be. Something about like the hat. It's like that cover up kind of. I'm
Right,
covering myself
right.
instead
I'm
of
living-
being
yeah.
myself, you know?
Exactly. And I was never a hat person. I was never a scarf person.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing I did was pull it back in a ponytail. I can still do a ponytail. I can pull it up halfway. I can do anything I want. I mean, it's real. It's me. It's a part of me now, just like my arm and my leg. I mean, I can do it every day, all day.
And it gives us
night.
energy, doesn't
It
it?
does.
I find it gives energy.
Right. Well, because you feel good about yourself
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
You sleep in it. You swim in it. You do everything in it. You know, even the beach. I go to the surf. I mean, I have no problems. You know, a boogie board. I do everything in my hair. You
Wow.
know, so it was me again. I had no restrictions. No, oh my gosh, is my hat gonna fall off? Oh my gosh, I went to Schlitterbahn one time, pre-Tom days. I wore a hat, a very tight hat, because I had to do the rides with my grandkids. Yeah,
I remember wearing a hat and going like, I hope this doesn't fall off, like on the boat or whatever,
Right.
you know? Yeah.
Well, I had the lifeguard reach over and just pop my hat up because he was being cute. Well, it wasn't real cute.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't real cute, but he
Awesome.
can pop it now.
Thank you so
anytime.
much, Margie,
Oh,
for
thanks
sharing
for having me.
your story with us. Really appreciate
Anytime,
it. Yeah.
anytime.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
I love you.
Love you back. All right.